am live. It is Sunday, and it is the 17th of March, and I am reading out of Lord of the Horizon. We're back in ancient Egypt, Joan Marshall Grant's far memory book about Ra-Ab. We met Ra-Ab first in Lord of the in Eyes of Horus, which was where we go through his life. He's now 21, and this is the next book she wrote, published 1943. We are now in chapter 3, Allegiance of the North. Pharaoh made known to me through his vizier that before continuing his progress, he would for 3 days be the guest of Rodan at Hotep, and that he wished the nomarchs of the oryx and the jackal to accompany him there. In sharp contrast to the pharaoh of ceremonial was the Amenemhet who shared the meal that evening with Rodan, Hanuk and Kias, Mary and myself. As Eyes of Horus, we were friends and equals, and he was not separated from us by the crook and flail. The plans for the new Egypt had long been made, so we talked of trivial things. It was not until Rodan and I were alone with him beside the lotus pool that Amenemhet said, "There is news that I have not yet told you, and it is my wish that you should hear it before it is announced to the people. Remember that we are speaking as brothers, so you must say without question what is in your heart." "I think you have never found me lacking in honesty," said Rodan. "My tongue has always been a faithful messenger of my thoughts, even when the news it carried was bitter. The news I bring you is that Pharaoh has chosen his royal wife." "That is glorious news," I explained. "As a man, I rejoice that you will share the happiness of a husband as an Egyptian. I rejoice that there is to be a royal heir. As one of the Eyes of Horus, I rejoice tenfold that Pharaoh shall again be man and woman, ruling in unity. May your rejoicings prove to be well-founded, that I may come to love my wife, so that I rejoice in her company, that the gods grant her a child, so that Egypt has an heir, that I come to honor her that I come to honor her wisdom, so that she shares my authority. Are you afraid that as a lover you may be biased as to her qualities? Surely the woman you choose must be your complement, or you would not be giving her the title of royal wife." "I have no doubt that the gods have arranged for me to marry a woman suitable to the role she must fill. But until from personal experience I come to know her qualities, I cannot give judgment on their worth." "Is she then a stranger to you?" I asked, almost incredulously. "When I was the vizier, I frequently saw her on ceremonial occasions, but I cannot remember that we ever spoke to each other except to exchange the phrases of formality. I thought that he must have grown to love her in dreams, as I had first loved Mary. So I said, 'It is a rare love that needs few words to build it to certainty. Mine was like that, and each day the link between us strengthened to our joy.' I have not used the word love, nor, to my knowledge, have I met my future wife in a dream. I have seen her because she was brought up in the palace, being the elder daughter of Amenemhet. I was glad that Rodan saved me the need of making any comment, for I was deeply disturbed to hear that Amenemhet intended to marry a girl for whom he felt no affection, a girl whose father would have been Pharaoh if he had not died in battle against the Watchers of the Horizon. If you speak as Pharaoh, it is not for us to question the wisdom of your actions, said Rodan, but as your friend I must speak even though it angers you. The Eyes of Horus have condemned marriages of expediency, saying that such a relationship, if undertaken without love, ranks as the commerce of foreign concubines who welcome any stranger. You are... I wonder, this was rather important chapter. Now I don't know how long this has been out. I hate that when that happens. I have not used the word love, nor to my knowledge have I met my future wife in a dream. I have seen her because she was brought up in the palace, being the elder daughter of Amenemhet. I was glad that Rodan saved me the need of making any comment, for I was deeply disturbed to hear that Amenemhet intended to marry a girl for whom he felt no affection. A girl whose father must have been Pharaoh, would have been Pharaoh if he had not died in battle against the Watchers of the Horizon. If you speak as Pharaoh, it is not for us to question the wisdom of your actions, said Rodan. But as your friend, I must speak even though it angers you. The eyes of Horus have condemned marriages of expediency, saying that such a relationship, if undertaken without love, ranks as the commerce of foreign concubines who welcome any stranger. You, Amenemhet, are a symbol of Egypt, the new Egypt, in which men and women shall love each other so that Ra lives in their homes. Had you found the golden link with the daughter of a fisherman, or even with a foreigner, Egypt would have known that she was worthy to be her queen. But you will betray your people if you offer them an heir who is not born of love. A pulse beat in Amenemhet's temple. Had I not seen it, I should not have known that only by an effort of will was he able to control himself. Yet there was no emotion in his voice as he said, "Do you remember, Rodan, that once I called you an impractical idealist? The gods rejoice that you have proved me wrong, for without your dreams Set would still rule and men might yet wait centuries for the dawn. You yourself have told me that just as there must be watchers of every caste, so there is a place for men and many types of character in the pattern of the two lands. You are a man of ideals, Ra-Ab, of action, and I, the master of expediency. Ra-Ab and Hanuk, under your command, united the south. But we had no warriors in the north. There was only Amenemhet with a small bodyguard in the summer palace. The north called him the usurper. They would have killed him had they not been afraid that if the south conquered and set up another pharaoh of its choosing, his murder would be avenged. But the Reed joined us as they treated me with greater deference, because they were uneasy and feared to show their hostility so openly. Yet they would not support us in rebellion, for they feared to shed royal blood, lest it bring down upon them the anger of the gods. Which gods they never bothered to ask themselves. Then the 5 nomads of the north came to me, saying that if I would agree to marry Amenemhet's daughter and so make valid my claim to the throne, to which I would then be entitled by inheritance, they would support our cause. They added that should I refuse, they would acknowledge as their rightful pharaoh any man whom she might choose for a husband. Had I refused, Egypt might have been divided. Would you have had me paid so great a price as the happiness of thousands for my people, merely to provide myself with freedom to choose the royal wife? Only the future knows whether you have made a wise decision, said Rodan. You cannot give to others what you do not possess. Therefore, you must be contented in your own heart and know peace in your own household before you can give these gifts to the two lands. If the contentment of a man's household can be measured by the quality of his friends, then surely I shall be at peace, Rodan. For as long as you rebuke me, Pharaoh never need fear to find only the brittle reeds of flattery when he needs support. Isn't she very young for marriage? I asked. I never saw the princesses when I was at the royal city, but I thought they were still... And I stop this here and finish it later.